Oh, yes. Yeah. I was just looking at what name and number to give the requester. Yes. Now they name different types of accounts, and there's what's known as an association, club, religious, charitable, educational, or other tax-exempt organization. Give the name and the EIN of the organization. Seems that a lot of those in government, they're involved in what's known as associations. Yeah. And it's almost a requirement as being an employee of a city, a county, a tribe, or a state, that to further your career, that you join an association or organizations. Now, quite often these are tax exempt. Yes, we went through the different associations, and we might look at some of them a little later. But could you give me the employee ID number or employer ID number? Yes, of every association, club, and religious, charitable, and educational or other tax exempt organizations that I know they have some like. Now listen, okay? You're pissing me off. Now, you've been using your associations as a way to be on those that are not the employees that you've been working with. I've heard this terminology known as uh, em, the employment spouse. Yeah. Let's say you're working in a corporation. Pooch. You're working with members of the opposite sex, and for some reason, you're spending so much time with those at work that when you get home to your own spouse, you'd rather be with the individual of the opposite sex that you're working with. Now, these employment spouses that seem to be so attractive to those in government or corporation are in some ways a surrogate spouse of the actual individual that you're married to. Now, let's say you're working in the police department and you're a male police officer and you work with a female police officer and you happen to be on each other while working. Yes, your employment spouse, and you go home at night and your coworker fucks your husband. I'm gonna need to know the employment spouses that have had sex through your real spouses so they could see you without your clothes on. And the female employment spouse actually had sex through your wife so you could be on each other. Now, as much as I dislike the thought of this bee concept or technology, yes, because it is an actual technology, the concern is your employment spouse is replacing your actual spouse because you have seen each other without your clothes on, poo, because you had sex through your actual spouses. Now, I know there are a lot of very attractive police officers, and a few of them have arrested me or questioned me, considering that handsome. But the thought of you having sex through the spouse of the employee that you work with could be causing some serious concern in the marital affairs. Now, as a citizen, I have mentioned that I'm still married. Oh, never got a divorce. Never got the actual document of the divorce.